Hello, and welcome to my channel. As the title suggests, I will be drawing different elements as people, and first up is fire. For their design, I know for fire a lot of times it tends to be like the same like orange palette all throughout, and so I definitely wanted to change it by instead of making her like a curious scientist, but still have like the when cavemen discovered fire type element. So I did have give her like caveman type sleeves on her scientist vest and stuff like that. You'll see later when I like add the color to it, but I basically just wanted to make it just a little bit different from like how normal people just draw fire with just different shades of orange. So I really wanted to change that. For the sketching, it was pretty easy. I kind of knew what I wanted to have down already. I just didn't know how much clothes were going to be for it. And of course, as you see, I do try to make long hair, but it intertwines too much with the clothes, so I do just make her hair short later on. Simply because I just didn't want to have to deal with everything and like being all over each other. In the end, I still do suffer with that, and most of the stuff just didn't turn out right. As of course you see, I was drawing the cheetah print camouflage that be on a lot of cavemen, and I add like a cute little bone. A lot of times, the personality I just wanted to go with her was like a curious scientist, but a lot of times with fire, it's like you wonder about it. Of course, you're gonna get burned and stuff. So I feel like when she gets curious about stuff, a lot of times she gets angry, and when something doesn't work, she's very like short-tempered while being just as curious as the cavemen were when they first discovered fire. As you can see, I first tried to go back with my original art style, seeing how it was look if I just outlined everything and tried to color it and shade it. It didn't look as good to me as I did when I've been doing it. How I've recently been doing it of just using the darker color to just make the line art everything how I perfectly did it. So I did revert back to what my normal habits have been. Overall, I just think it makes the art looks more like comforting or more soft or just easier to look at without seeing too much harsh of the black lines. Of course, I do love it for some things, like as you see my thumbnails, or when stuff need to be like more to the point, I do use the black line art for it. Again, I don't bash it, it's just for my recent art how I need it just to be like softer and more lookable, I say. If you don't know what's in her hand, it's supposed to be like a piece of chalk. It's just like she's writing on a chalkboard. But I just didn't want to make it too white because it's going to look weird. So I do try to add some white, like make it look like grainy or powdery at the end. Didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to. Not at all. around this time, I get the smart idea to want to add just a blend of colors to her hair to make it resemble fire. Of course, I start out yellow more towards the roots of the hair and just start getting darker as I come down. Of course, this was hard to get at first, but I think I eventually got it to a point where it looks passable for like, I don't know, maybe she got a wig, maybe she died, it was just, maybe it's just something general, but I just really wanted to get the fade to look noticeable. I even tried to do it on the eyebrows so it just looks cool and passable and she really gives off fire. And if you don't know, her dress is made of like leaves, where it's like it does still give off like that caveman prehistoric vibes. I added flames to her dress to still make it look even cooler. And overall, I just wanted to make everything look like she was just before time, just overall, and just that in general. While I do like her design, she is nowhere near my favorite as water. As I'm drawing water, there was a couple of things I definitely knew I wanted to get down. Um, Definitely was the body type. I wanted this character to be more roundish and basically just more just chubby in general. And another thing I wanted to do was give them a different black hairstyle than what I normally do. Of course, sometimes I can do braids, most of the time sometimes just set up with a puff or just some type of simple black people hairstyle in general, which there's definitely more styles out there. So I definitely try to do more of a style I've been seeing on TikTok recently, and I just wanted to see how it would turn out. For the outfit, I knew I wanted to put them in a bikini, but I didn't want to just leave it there and leave it basic because I definitely wanted to add more of a design throughout the outfit. And also for the hair, I wanted to look like when you jump in water and your hair is just all around. I wanted that to be her natural state of hair. And this is what I do, of course. I start mapping out how I wanted the different textures of the hair to look like, and I try to give her bangs with the I forgot what they're called, but I'll definitely put them if I can't find them. I definitely put the text right here. I just wanted to make sure they just looked really nice and like almost wavyish, like they were constantly moving, kind of like Medusa-esque. I definitely thought it would be super cute on her. And the hair was something I was trying to master down for a long time for the highlight. And I just wanted to make the hair look like it was actually water compared to my fire one that I didn't really put flames to the hair. So after spending what feels like forever on the her hairstyle, I decided to go and try to shade everything else for her body. The issue was I did feel like I made her skin tone just a little bit brighter than what I meant to. So shading it felt like somewhat weird and a little bit impossible. And as you see for her I forgot what the skirt is called when it goes over a bikini top, but I tried having like a coherent theme of being at the beach. I feel like if she was water, she would absolutely love the beach simply because she has so much friends and she has so much parties, and overall she just never feels alone as much as she would as she was just at a pond or whatever. So I did try to have her bikini like somewhat remnant of being at the beach. Of course, because she was wearing something as decorative as fire, I still wanted to add something to make her pop out just as much. And of course, I'd had to add a little mural to her outfit. Of course, I love drawing her mainly because of her hair, and it was something definitely different I wanted to try. I do go back, and as you see, I'm adding like the rubber bands to her hair. I definitely just didn't want it to look basic and lonely, and that's all I did for her. I absolutely love drawing her, and she just absolutely just made my day. Alright, that's going to be it for my drawings. Have anyone say, please comment down below, and if they don't, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.